Hello, welcome to Z Explains BG. I am Z. We're playing a 7-point match on Backgammon Hub, and I will explain my thinking a bit as we go along. Let me, good match to my opponents. I usually do this, I think. Some 2 and 6 duplication anyways. Yeah, I didn't overlook anything there. Good. Not really clear what he should do. I mean, 13 to 6 if he doesn't want to take any chances. Okay, 13 to 9, 24 to 21. Trying to do something? I don't know. That does duplicate fives a little bit, so it might have been worth a look. Well, his plan seems to be working. And I really don't want to get hit in the outfield, so this looks okay at least. Well, I guess I could make the 11 and play 8 to 3. 11 doesn't seem to be worth that much unless he rolls exactly 1 1 1 3. So I don't know. Let's keep the checkers in better spots. There's also you can also slot the 7 there, I guess. But I keep the spare in the midpoint. And there might have been other options also. But I kind of don't think you leave a shot in the outfield there. Even though there are certain ones that are a little duplicated. All right. Nothing wrong with this. At least he's winning, but not by enough here. He's only up 11 pips, and he has all these gaps in his position. So yeah, both race and contact. I mean, you need to reduce my chances on both fronts. Yeah, I would make the 7 here, despite the 4 shots or whatever. Although my play would have gotten smacked. Oh, it doesn't look right. It doesn't look right at all. Now he should make these. Yes, he's playing too safe. There's like, I mean, obviously he doesn't want to get hit, but or leave shots for that matter. But he's doing all this like decent stuff. Okay, so if I leave it there, he's hitting with 1 5 1 3 1 1 1 2. So maybe that's too much. Yes, he's kind of got himself into trouble. Well, it might actually be too good on the dances here. Yeah. No, didn't have a cube or anything. Well, a little worried about giving him a 1-6 to get back in the game. Yeah, maybe I'm playing this a little gingerly, maybe. Yeah, there it is. Well, I don't know now. I mean, his position is still so bad. Maybe I can still play him. Like, I hit him, he hits me back. Sometimes I get sometimes I get an immediate cube in. So, let us press a little bit. Now we should just run and pass the cube, I assume. Yep. But maybe I cash this also, actually. Yeah, now if I hit, he hits back. I don't think I can cube. Or maybe I can, but it's a take. Maybe it takes this. That would be pretty crazy to take this. Down 11 in the race. Oof. And he's facing this. I mean, even if he was up in the race, it's still a tough game. There's a very, very big pass. Like it's, Like I wouldn't. I mean, I guess it's not too good, but it's more like too good than a take. Computer actually plays 13-3 there. Good play to know because a lot of people do split with a 5-2. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I think I can take if I enter 1. Here I don't know. Okay, yeah, I should definitely cube that. It's not too good when I have my 5-point like this, I don't think. And I'm taking. You can still cube it, right? Hit dance is a huge market loser. Well, maybe not huge, but pretty big. I guess it depends on the hit, I guess. It might be a funny play here where you're supposed to switch to the 4-point. All right, now what? I'm gonna be too good on a dance again. Don't matter. Wouldn't take this either. He has a very impure front position with the low points made, and he has a bunch of men back, so that's usually a lot stronger than it looks. I mean, for the doubling side. All right, so I can make the 2-point weirdly, 20-2, 8-2. That is best, I believe. Can I also make the 7, I guess. But let's not give him anything. And he dances, and I go after him with the 1s, 2s, and 9s. This does not cover, I believe. Good. Now we gammon him and go up 5-0. That's the plan. Yeah, I guess blocking 6s is worth something here. Indeed. I could kill my own 6s. Pretty inflexible though. So I'm going to play like this. Oh, the 6-5 is a blot number. 5-5 is safe. 6-4 is barely safe. 6-4 is now a blot number. 6-3 is barely safe, if I want to play safe, that is, which I guess I do. Also keeps them blocked on 6s, you know. Good. Backgammon him for the match. Unlikely, as he stays back too long, which I have seen plenty, mostly online. I see people stay back to hit a shot, but really like way too long and backgammon them. So I rarely see that live. Okay. I assume I should just play 4-2 here. You know, in fact, he could like run off the anchor and give me bad 3s. Actually, he'd probably keep the anchor, give me really bad aces if I kept 3 checkers on the 4-point. Like he runs, I roll 6-1, leave 2 blots there. Yes, that was all correct what I did. Is he going to save this? He needs double 5s works. 1, 2, yeah, double 5s works. So I probably made a good play there. Actually, double 4s works too. Huh. Okay, 5-zip. All right, so he's probably hitting, but it might be better to make the 4 and the 11 here. Seems to do a little more. Here I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, given the score, I want to play a little conservatively. So Maybe instead of hitting, I lock up a nice point in the backfield. Okay, locks up a nice point in my backfield. This is better. I think that's better than this. Seems like kind of a big value difference in the quality of the anchor there, I would think. So if I make the 18 or the 10 or the 3, I kind of have an odd last one. So maybe that dictates this now. I don't know. Feels like I gotta make the 7. All right, this might be wrong. I'm just not seeing anything better. I mean, I'd like to upgrade the anchor, but the rest don't play good. You see, none of these guys are like stuck back there. So I think, because black is sort of building this block in front of me, the 18-point anchor seems a lot more valuable than the 21-point anchor. This is bad. All right, doing well. It seems a weird score to double at, where black still wins a lot and I win a good amount of gammons. All right, good on the misses, not so bad on the hits. Because you got the 2 blots. And then still a weird score to double at. Probably I'm rolling here, although his take pass might be somewhat unclear. I guess he still wins this a lot. All right, now I think this is 2 good pass. He's going to break down horribly, although I may crunch here. Nope. All right, one more. Should I hang back and try to be a pain in his butt? Pick up another checker for the gammon. If things go badly, maybe I can cube him. Gamma's looking decidedly less likely now without taking on a lot of risk. All right, maybe this is a double now. I don't know what the ace is here. 9 to 8 or maybe 21 to 20 is more like it. I kind of want to play 13 to 7, but I think this is a little better. Duplicating 3-1 everywhere. Bah! Bah! All right, danced on a 1-point board, then a 2-point board. Okay, I let you a little bit on the 3-point board. Back to dancing on the 4-point board. No. This looks like a decent play. Good builders for the 4. Acceptable risk. Okay, he's hitting again. Am I rolling 5-4 again? Rather have a 4-3 maybe. Some argument for hitting him because he's about to build a good point on me. I don't want to get a 4th guy sent back, I guess. 13 to 8 is somewhat productive. So gammons don't really hurt me at the score, but backgammons hurt me a lot. Seems okay. Seems good. Good. 3s and 6s will leap. Is it this? That's pretty good a shot. Maybe I can make a good point. Yeah, that does seem like the priority. Backmen aren't crazy stuck or anything. Splitting seems a little suicidal. I could do this. All right, what if I don't do that? Doesn't actually play good. Should I do that? Great when it works. Probably just 13 to 6. Yeah, some would have gotten hit. Oh, you can make his 4-point here, but this is a different try. All right, now I'm doing this. And then I'm making my 5-point. I am not rolling a bad number. 5-point, good. All right, so let's see. I got 3s to split. So I don't want to duplicate my own 3s. 11 of 1's a play, though. It's a little hard to find a play that doesn't duplicate 3s in some fashion unless I hit. Like for instance, 3s make the 2-point here, but I don't think there's really a way to avoid it without going like too deep. Yeah, I'm not sure about hitting there. Oh, hey Java, how you doing? And I'm not sure. I'm not sure how well I'm playing this game. Okay, so I could do this and hope that he. Oh yeah, I've done worse than 6-0, but yeah, I know that feeling well about getting like a big match lead and then blowing it. Okay, so I could do this. Hope he rolls small, although it doesn't crack too badly a lot of the time when he rolls small. So maybe I should hit him in some fashion, like 9 to 1 maybe. Keep the 8-point in case he rolls a 2. Okay, this sort of works. Nice. Okay, just in case he rolls 2-6, we'll keep the 8-point. Or if he rolls 2-4 and I dance. 12, yeah, it feels less worse. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Even though it's like the same score, right? It looks suspicious. Of course, the flip side that we all love is when you come back from a score like that. So 6-6 is safe here, which it isn't the other way. Maybe there's reason enough to do this. I don't know. Although actually, no, that was wrong. I should have kept a blot on the. I should have kept a blot on the 8-point. Yeah, that was a bad play. But not too big of an error there. Yeah, because I overstacked the 5. You know, I put too many checkers on the 5. Yeah, no, it's looking good. There is errors to be made. Like I'm not totally sure about the ace. This is probably safest. So the big doubles don't blot, and I'm sort of nice and even on the top 2 points. 5-5-4 plays okay. Like if he's anchored on the ace point, you'd have a bad 5-4 with this type of structure. The other hand, you don't want to. Yeah, I mean, you want the checker off. You don't want three on the ace point. You know. So a similar play here. Although here I think the blot numbers are about equal. Okay, so this is all doubles except for double ones. So this is 5 blotters. Oh, double twos is a blot number here, as well as 625242. So I guess that means I minimize. Actually, I'm not sure. Okay, just gave up. He got frustrated, I think. I said telling nobody thanks for playing. Poor guy got frustrated by the whooping. See, you don't feel that way. You don't feel that way if you care more about playing well than winning or losing. You don't get, at least online, you don't get frustrated by a loss really, especially if you like play well. Because like that's not the goal, right? The goal is to like play well, play with a low PR. At least that's one way to look at the game, anyways. So like online is like, I mean, who gives a crap? You know, if you win or lose. It's not like there's anything at stake. There's not even like rating on this site. It just keeps track of your PR. Okay, but anyways, let's go through the match. It looks like I played pretty well. So what happened? Okay, no. Ooh, a lot of cube errors. So what if I missed a cube in the fives? What if I missed a few cubes in the 5-0 game? Yeah, so that'll be interesting to look at. It's a little tricky to find a. It was like always kind of a little gammonish, so it's a little tricky to find. It's a little tricky to find a cube. Oh, the other thing, I might have cached a too good position there also. We'll get there though. Okay, yeah, there's a million close things here. Probably even including making the 11. Actually, it doesn't quite like making the 11. Although actually, that's not the right 11-point making play. Oh yeah, no, it does like making the 11. Yeah, so it doesn't mind this play because the 6 plays productively enough. But nothing wrong with what I did, you know. Yeah, it helps like focus your mind to care more about PR, which is, I mean, if your goal is to like be good, that's a much healthier attitude than like focusing on trying to win, you know. Yeah, this play is fine. I mean, I see what the computer's thinking here with this initial top choice. Black might be hitting next turn, right? So with that in mind, my play looks a little funny because I'm leaving these 3 blots here. But it doesn't. It's unlikely to bite me. So the play is fine. It's flexible. Good for building in the future. 4-1. Okay, no, I think he made a good play here. I would have made the 7 point. Okay, it's close. Yeah, I would have done this. Because I figure it's a little tough to bring this position home. So it's going to be worth a little risk at some point to make the good points. But it's close. It's getting because he's given up his 11 point, and the 7 point is not nearly as important as say the 5 point. I see. Yeah. I mean, that's how like almost all sites work, right? There's a rating like that involved. I guess in some sense it's good because, well, it's tough, right? Because like in a live match with money on the line, I mean, I am going to make plays that raise my PR. In other words, plays I know that are bad in order to, say, complicate the game against a weaker player. And if you're just trying to maximize your rating, if you're just trying to maximize your rating on like a normal site that has a rating, you might do that, and that's sort of good to practice that stuff too. But like on this site without a rating, I'm like almost always just trying to do what the computer would do. I'm not trying to adjust for weaker players. Ugh, yeah, this was weird. I guess he wanted to keep the extra spare on the 6. I think that's it. Unless maybe just overlooked it. But actually, like 8-6, 2-1 might be better than his play. Um, yeah, I don't know. This is pretty gross to kill a checker like this. And again, here he should make us 5 points for the same reason as I would have made the 7 point previously. You know, it really helps you come home, and you're going to have to take some risk along the line to bring this position home. And I get him, and then I'm pretty clearly too good. Yeah, I don't know what to do here. Okay, yeah, my play's okay. Getting another builder, not getting hit on 1-6. The computer has this other idea where it does get hit on 1-6, 1-3, maybe 1-1, maybe. Maybe, and then maybe the computer's point is you can double a 1-6. Yeah, in fact you can. Well, I don't know. Yeah, cubeful my plays, cubeless my plays even more wrong. Like I was concerned. The reason I'm thinking about this, I was like, okay, I want a builder on the 7, both because it's a builder for the ace point, and I might want to make that point. I just didn't like the fact that he rolls 1-6. I'm not sure that I can cube, but like looking at it now, I guess I do have a cube there. If you make something like the computer's play. Let me just take a quick look. I mean, it's not quite close. Like you do the computer's play. White rolls 1-6. I don't think you're actually paying full price to it if you can double this position. Yeah, you can double that. It's still a huge take, but you still get good value from you still get decent value from the cube, I would say. Look, it's a funny evaluation. Like it's a huge double and a huge take, which is kind of rare at like an even match score, anyways. But it's just because it's so volatile, you know. Like white wins this enough to easily take. Apparently, might not be obvious, but apparently that's what the computer's saying. But like any hit is going to result in like a too good position almost always. So it's like crazy volatile. So in these situations, it's like very important to double, even if it's like even if it's a big take. It happens even more frequently for money in like positions where like you're doubling from the center, and then you're activating gammon. So it's like there's even like more incentive to double, even if it's a big take. If you get this crazy gammonish volatile position where the guy has a big take, you know, you still might have a huge double for money, like I've seen like 0.4, maybe even more. I think someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think ignoring gammons and ignoring recubes for money, the biggest no double error you can make is 0.5. So like this is like a perfectly efficient double, and is maximally volatile. You either win or you lose on the next roll. After your roll, you've either won or you've lost, and white wins exactly 25%. So I think this is just sort of like the again, ignoring recubes and gammons. I think this is the biggest error you can make by not doubling. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's simply, yeah. So you're saying like, oh, his take is you're saying his take is a lot just predicated on the dances after the 1-6. Because he can like, maybe he can like redouble that, you know, redouble that to 4 or something. Yeah, that's where I guess that's where most of his equity comes in. I could also enter and miss, right? And then he has, you know, he's game's up for grabs probably. It's probably close to 50-50 with him owning the cube. Anyways, so okay, it looks like one of my cube errors happened this game, where I cashed a too good position. Not here. Here I'm thinking he's still got all this stuff in the outfield and he still has a blot in his board. So I can hit him, he can hit me back, and then I could probably still cube. But I miss him, right? Oh yeah, similarly here, if you make the bigger play 13-2 and he rolls one of his hit numbers, 6-1, 6-4, you could cube it. So for instance, yeah, 13-2 doesn't win as many games, but it wins more games because you get extra attack stuff on the ace point. If you make my play, you don't get extra attack stuff. But you never get hit. But again, you're not paying full price to being hit because you get to use the cube. This is what I cashed, yeah. I guess I still go after him with a 3-1, say. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I should be able to find this based on the fact that 3-1, 1-2, I can still cube this. Yeah, in fact, it's close to a pass. 1-6, I can't cube it. But I think all ones except for 1-6, I get a good cube. So I'm not paying full price of being hit back there. So that sort of underscores why you can play on for the gammon there. But not a big error. They should cash this in. Yeah, I might have doubled this also, but no, the computer hates doubling here. Just not winning by lots. Oh, this is too good too. Here I got to take. It did sort of cross my mind that this was too good, but I thought there was a chance it was a take also, so I didn't want to play on. It's just such an impure. I mentioned this during the game. He has an impure front position with the low points made here and 4 checkers back. This is always weaker for white than it looks. You know, computer hates this position, especially since I have a nice pure position here. All right, I go after him. I don't overlook making the 2 here. Might be an easy play to overlook because one guy is coming from 18 away. You got to look out for these plays. One place I've seen it a lot. This type of play where like you play like 1 checker like way from the back with three of your numbers, and then you play like 1 from the front with 1 of the numbers. One place I've seen this oversight a lot is when it makes a 6 prime. Like sometimes I don't know. Sometimes you have like a 5 prime, and then you have like you want to like make the back of the prime, and you have 1 checker 4 away from the back of the prime, and 1 checker 12 away from the back of the prime, and then you roll a 4-4, and then you can make that point. You can make the 6 prime from the back with the 4-4, or 3-3 or 5-5 or whatever. I've seen people overlook that like almost like more than I've seen them like make that play. You know, it's just such an easy play to overlook. So this is sort of similar in that like 1 checker is coming from Siberia and the other checker is coming from 6 away to make the 2 point here. And somehow this is a little easier to see because I guess you're primed to think about hitting here, whereas you may not be primed to think about like making the back of the prime. There was actually a daily puzzle on this site where that was the correct solution. It was to make the back of the prime with like this 4-4 or 3-3 or something. And even though it was a problem position, people still overlooked it. Like a lot of people, like a third of the people or something, overlooked the 6 prime making play. So I don't know, something to watch out for. I mean, I'm sure I've done it. I'm sure I've done it too, but I've definitely seen other people do it, so it's not just me. Oh, that's cute. It does want to. I did look at this play. It does. It does want to. It does want to block sixes here. I mean, sorry. It wants to kill black sixes. So if you roll a 6-1 on the next turn, for instance, you only have to play one pip. So that slows down your. That slows down your cracking here. You keep the 7-point longer. In other words, and then white cracks his front position more often if you roll a 6. Yeah, no, I'm come to think of it, I have done it at least once, and yeah, I've seen it probably a dozen times. Um, so yeah, so I did think about this. White is sort of right on the verge of cracking, given a turn or two. So I guess there is a pretty big premium on killing the sixes here. Also, my play blots on 5-6. Yeah, so you're pretty clear to leave an extra shot here, I would say. So you can minimize shots for one turn, right? Just 11 shots. But you don't get a checker off. You're overstacking the 2. And you're leaving a lot of blot numbers on the next roll. Like, I don't know, 6. Well, there's probably a lot the other way too, come to think of it. 6. The twos, I guess, are swing numbers. Right, so here you're getting the checker off as opposed to stacking the 2 horribly, and you have more safe numbers next roll, so it's worth the extra shot. So the numbers I'm thinking about is a number like 6-2, safe here. It's not safe here. So I guess most 2s are like that. 3-2 safe either way. I guess 1-2 you actually prefer this position. But yeah, 6-2, 5-2, 4-2. Blot numbers one way. Well, 4-2 is a blot number both ways, I guess. But yeah, 6-2, 5-2 at least. Probably something else. Anyways, I do win a gammon. 3-3. Okay, so at the score anyways, I thought the priority was to make the anchor. I want to tamp down the gammons a little bit so he doesn't get a good cube in, and I might get a good cube in. He should make us 21 here, I assume. Good. 13-7. Oh, I don't know why didn't I see? Oh, maybe I did see this. I was looking around for some reasonable play that didn't give up the 8 points. Oh no, I did see this, but I didn't like blotting on the midpoints. It does duplicate his aces. This is the computer's choice, right? I go back to the original position. It wants to make the 7 with one of them, say, make the 3-point, make great structure on the home front, and then play 13-10 with the last one, giving up the midpoint and leaving shots in the outfield. So this play. My play's a lot safer and more solid and keeps the midpoint, but it gives up the 8 point, which is probably a pretty important point here. It's a little, and there's other stuff better than my play apparently. This, lot the 5, keep the mid. This. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough to evaluate because I don't know how strongly to weigh the loss of the midpoint of the shot there. But yeah, there are some duplicated ones. Like ones make the good points over here, and then ones also hit after the computer's play. I don't know, that seems like a tough play to me. I'm not sure what to glean from that. Good. 14, 8, 6-3. Yeah, so 6-3 is pretty big upgrade, and then I guess you can either do this or what I did, or this, I guess. But I don't know. This looks all right. I mean, get missed, might get to make a 6 prime. Get hit, he's got 2 blots in his board, and he's given up an anchor, so it's not so bad. And it works swimmingly, and then I assume it's too good at this point. So what was it before? Was it? So it's not good enough here, because he wins over 20%, which I guess his take point is I guess his take point's actually like 22 or 23 at the score, which includes his automatic recube to 4. Like assuming he's going to recube to 4 right away, which he should. His take points, I believe, is 22 or 23. So why does he have a take at 21.6? I know the answer, but just you may want to think about it if it's not clear to you. And it is a relevant thing to think about at a score like this, because it does swing the decision here, at least whether to double or not, and whether to take or not. Yeah, the reason is because he wins. It's because he wins 3.5% gammons, which are huge after he redoubles me to 4. So that brings down his take point at least a few percent. Yeah, in fact, he wins the match. Doubles me back to 4, then wins a gammon. He wins the match. Gammons are like very valuable for him if I own a 4 cube. So that's so you don't have to think about that much if it's 2 away, 5 away, say, or even more so 2 away, 4 away. But if it's because then he redoubles back and gammons are valueless or only worth a little bit. But 2 away, 7 away, 2 away, 8 away, 2 away, 9 away, that like few percent gammons, that's really that's going to lower his take point by quite a bit. So it makes it so he has like a very big take here, and I can't cube, and then I blow past his market apparently once I make the 6 prime, but it becomes so good that it's too good. And then, I hang back probably correctly. Oh, what's to cache this? Yeah, I don't know about that. Obviously what the computer's thinking is I'm cracking my board if I roll. Even 1-3 is sort of okay, but like 2-3, 2-4, 4-4, 3-3, 2-2. There's a bunch of numbers that crack my prime here, so I was worried about that. And it's not super gammonish anymore. Okay, here it caches for, I don't know. Now gammons have gone way down. I'm not going to hit a 3rd checker a lot. I got to run off the back now. Okay, so this is the 6-0 game, which might have seemed like the toughest game. He's doing well. I hit him. Okay, make a good point. Oh, there was a 5 in there. Can I hit here? Yeah, you can hit here. Although it's slightly better just to play a productive 13-8. Right, I did think about hitting here because he's so poised to make like either his 4 point or a 7 point. So you can take away half his roll, but it's just, I don't know, you hate to get another guy hit. All right, either 20 to 4 to 13, sort of the normal thing, nice and safe, or get to play a productive 5 here as close. Might get to make the 18 points. Not with this roll. All right, I just do the normal 13-6 here, which the computer likes. Thought a little bit about this for awesome building power, but you had too many shots apparently. Even though gammons don't really hurt me at the score, backgammons do. Okay, 11-1 would be okay here. Not great, but okay. Probably, I don't know. Best for the gammon apparently is my play. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It does want to hit here at least. Like I thought a little bit about not hitting. In other words, this play. Because, okay, maybe he rolls small and cracks his prime, but he's very happy to jump with all 5s and 6s. including 5-1, I think. And a lot of his crack numbers like 1-2 aren't that bad. So I find some hits. I play 9-1, which is apparently okay, but the computer actually wants to go after the better board, giving up the 8-point in the process. Yeah, this was sloppy. I guess it's not really an error, but distribution looks weird here. Okay, this is pretty clear. This one was not that clear. In fact, I got it wrong. Okay, so best apparently is to rip 2 guys, which honestly I didn't really consider. I considered ripping 1 like this. I didn't like the 6-6 and 5-5 or blot numbers though. 4-4 also. 4-4 also. No, actually no, 4-4 is safe, sorry. 4-4 is safe. So what I did instead was I stripped the top 2 points. 6-6, 5-5 are now safe. And if you roll like 6-5, you're left with a very clean position, except for the stack on the ace. But apparently, I think this does get hit a little more, but you like having the checker off rather than 3 guys on the ace. And this bears off 2 guys and doesn't have the big double problems, but leaves a weird strip 4-point though. Yeah, similar stuff here, I guess. Except here it's 6-6 blot numbers either way, I think. Maybe, or maybe it's 7. Yeah, so it's 7 blot numbers if you do this because of the 2-2. So 6-5, 6-4, 5-4, 2-2. I think that's it. Oh, it's funny, if you didn't have the checker on your ace points, after this play, like 6-1, 5-1, 4-1 would be blot numbers, weirdly. 3-1 also. Yeah, you got to pay attention to the details in this game. All right, here I do minimize blot numbers next turn, and the computer does like it. And then he just resigns because he gets frustrated or whatever. And he still wins this 3.5%. I would never resign this, especially live, but online too. Okay, so what was, I guess I made 1 blunder, the 3-3 here. Yeah, I don't know. My play still kind of looks okay to me. Because it's safe, it's safe at a time when I don't really want to be leaving a ton of shots. Oh, it's not that bad. He only has a 1-point board. So I guess the computer finds a play like this that leaves a few shots but makes better structure. So some duplication of the hit numbers, like 3-1 for instance. I mean, I guess he's hitting with that, but let's not forgo making his awesome 5-point. Yeah, I guess it'd be pretty bad to make the 5 here. But after my play, he's making his 5-point there for sure. It's pretty good. All right, well, I'm going to sign off now. Yeah, thanks for watching. Yeah, hope you got something out of this. And